Welcome to the final episode of Your Story, Our History. Over the last 15 episodes, we've shared stories of sport, music, community, and leadership from the people who lived it.
Today, we are sharing the audio tour of our new heritage exhibit, which covers the history of the Londonderry YMCA, narrated by our committee. This tour provides an overview of the organisation's past across 7 themes.
As we move through the 7 sections, you'll hear the voices of Catherine, Stephen, Ruben, Gillian, Alex, John, and Hannah.
Join us now as we take one final journey through the history of the Londonderry YMCA.
Foundations. Widows Row, 1856. Londonderry YMCA was founded in a room at the corner of London Street and Artillery Lane. This modest beginning marked the birth of an organisation that has served the city for over 170 years. East Wall, 1867 to 1969. On the 14th of November 1867, the new building opened at East Wall. It was the first purpose-built YMCA in Europe and the second in the world. The building was largely used for sporting activities up until the late 1960s. 1970 to 1979. The Troubles locally saw a decline of social activity in the city centre. From 1970 to 1979, all tangible YMCA activities ceased. The East Wall building fell into disuse and was demolished in late 1979. A chance meeting between Herbie Burns' YMCA and Billy Boggs' Protestant Working Men's Institute, PWMI, another struggling organisation, led to the two amalgamating. This meeting saved both organisations. 1980. In 1980, a 20-acre site became available along the Faughan side and was purchased for £64,000. The PWMI preserved their identity by naming the street room and retaining their football team with the name Institute. Drumahoe, 1983 onward. In 1983, the land above the new playing fields was purchased, and sketch plans of the £140,000 headquarters were presented. A cutting of the sod ceremony took place later that year. On the 22nd of June 1985, the new headquarters were officially opened by President Herbie Burns. The building had a main hall with stage, changing rooms, snooker room, kitchen and offices. An ornate fireplace was donated by Gladys Lamberton. The marble fireplace features drawings of Walker's Pillar, Guildhall Dairy and Ness Waterfall. Renovations 2016 and 2019. The building was renovated in 2016 to update the kitchen and foyer and create more office space. In 2019, a state-of-the-art community hub was built at the rear of the building. It houses a full-time childcare facility and function rooms available for community use. The true history is found in the people. Scan the QR code to hear the memories of those who have called this building home from the 1980s to the present day.
Community work and projects. Women in the YMCA. Women have been involved in Londonderry YMCA for many years. As early as 1904, it was proposed that women should be allowed to join the organisation at certain hours of the day. In 1912, in a revision of the bylaws, it was decided that women could use the reading room and the library when approved by the committee. It was during the war years of 1939 to 1945 that significant contributions were made by women. Women were responsible for the first house-to-house collection and in 1946 began the Flag Day fundraisers. Gladys and Etta Lamberton, two sisters, played a very active role during this time, particularly at the YMCA canteen in Eglinton. Notable women in the organisation in the 1980s included Esther Loughlin, Corinne Gillard, Isa Keys and Janet Norris. The opening of the Drumahoe building saw women joining the bowling and badminton clubs. Meta Buchanan established a new, women-only afternoon circle. The circle's activities included charity work, discussions, lectures and outings. Isabel Canning from the Afternoon Circle became the first ever female vice president of the organisation. Now the organisation is led by two women, Lisa Dunn, General Secretary, and Katrina Coyle, the Youth Work Manager. This marks a significant shift in an organisation which was formed to serve the needs of men and now serves the whole community. Maiden City Game. The idea for the Maiden City Game came about at YMCA Ireland meeting in June 1988. Triactive, the Norwegian company that made the game, proposed versions for Ireland. Londonderry YMCA liked the idea and decided to make a game about the city. Sam Starrett was involved in creating the game and even travelled to Norway to assist with the printing. The initiative received support from many local businesses. The game was officially launched on the 15th of November 1988 at a function in the Everglades Hotel. It was sold at the price of £12, approximately £34 in today's money. It was advertised as an exciting new game for all the family. Gameplay involved building a business empire through buying and selling shares, collecting rent, and winning or losing on the stock exchange. East Bank Development Project. The East Bank Development Project was an initiative jointly conceived by the Londonderry YMCA and the Western Education and Library Board, the WELB, in the 1990s. The objective for the project was to implement and develop programs that would interest and educate young people living on the East Bank of the Foyle. A study of different areas in the East Bank was conducted by consultant Stephen Rourke. The aim was to identify areas of intervention by the YMCA in its new community development role. A steering group consisting of representatives of the WELB, outside community groups and the YMCA was formed. Faughan Side Shamrock and Thistle Festival. The Faughan Side Shamrock and Thistle Festival was a celebration of the Ulster Scots traditions and culture, and its contribution to the world of popular music. The festival's theme, Shamrock and Thistle, as in the song, represents the blends of two cultures, the Shamrock Irish and the Thistle Scots, together along the Faughan Side. The first festival was held in 1992. It ran across 3 days in August, with a programme of events including a knockout competition, festival dance, Rose of the Faughan contest, and an open-air concert with fireworks. The festival ran for 3 years, from 1992 to 1994.
Youth work. The origins of youth work at the Londonderry YMCA. In the first century of its existence, the organisation mainly provided services for adults. In 1967, it was reported that there was quite an active group of teenagers being catered for, and it was felt that the future of the YMCA lay in the formation of a youth centre. Taking advantage of significant grants which were available from government resources at the time, part of the east wall premises were renovated for the express purpose of youth work. By late 1969, the membership of the youth club continued to increase, and nightly figures were recorded as 37 boys and 17 girls. By March of 1970, the membership had almost doubled, and the youth centre was running a 7-day programme. The move to Drumahoe. The youth club initially struggled with the move, with competition from the youth club at Vaughan Valley School, but it was flourishing by 1993, providing activities from children up to the age of 14, led by Janet Norris. The Infinity Project. Infinity was a youth project established in 1994, run and led by young people under the guidance of Mark Patterson. The project was built on the cultural movement of rave music to host infinity discos. Young people aged 16 plus were able to attend gigs in a drug and alcohol-free environment. Funding from the Northern Ireland Voluntary Trust, or NIVT, allowed the group to purchase high-quality equipment, including smoke machines, DJ decks, and lighting. The disco ran in the centre for 2 years and attracted top DJs from across the country. The project spanned several years in the 1990s and engaged marginalised young people. It had a successful music festival called Weeville, which drew a crowd of 40 people in 1994 and 1,500 people in 1995. They even went on a sailing voyage to Iceland, where they encountered killer whales, dolphins, embraced gale force winds. 2002 to 2026. From 2002 to 2015, the youth club continued to grow and develop under the management of Leslie Nicole and a team of dedicated part-time staff and volunteers. Projects during this time included the Prince's Trust XL Club, summer schemes, pony camp, First Dairy Presbyterian Youth Project, Ulster Scots Programme, Girls Aloud, Beyond Barbie, and Happy Snappers. Under the leadership of youth work manager Katrina Coyle from 2015, the organisation has significantly expanded its reach. It operates youth clubs in 4 other communities: Tullyally, Currynairn, Lettershadoney, and Eglinton, as well as its main centre here in Drumahoe. The organisation provides inclusive, youth-centred spaces and services to over 800 young people. At the annual awards night in March 2026, it was reported that 122 active young volunteers had recorded over 1,932 volunteer hours between 2025 to 2026. You can listen to the stories of those who have attended and worked at our youth club by scanning the QR code at the bottom.
Peace and reconciliation work. The School of Sport. This was a cross-community project in the 1990s. Qualified coaches from the YMCA visited schools for 12 weeks to help develop children's skills and knowledge of sports. It initially started with football and then grew to include hockey, netball and basketball. After the 12 weeks of coaching, the children came together at the YMCA for a festival day and award ceremony. The project aimed to introduce primary school children to sport and the importance of healthy lifestyles. Staff on the project included Sam Starrett, Linda Barber, Annette Taylor, Paul McColgan, Matt Bradley and Dougie Wood. YMCA Ireland Palestine Trip 1998. In April 1998, a delegation from YMCA Ireland, including Willie Lamrock from Londonderry YMCA, travelled to Palestine to visit the East Jerusalem YMCA. The purpose of the trip was to share experiences of conflict, see vocational training projects, and broaden the international scope of both the Irish and the East Jerusalem associations. Gateway to Protestant Participation, the GPP programme, 2009 to 2010. A strategic programme that aimed to encourage the participation of the Protestant community in disadvantaged urban and rural areas by promoting a shared sense of belonging, addressing issues of marginalisation and tackling sectarianism and racism. Community capacity building. This was a Peace 3 funded programme that aimed to build the capacity of disengaged and marginalised communities to participate in peace and reconciliation activities. It addressed sectarianism and racism across the Northwest. The project built on the GPP model to include other single identity groups, including ethnic minorities and travellers. It delivered training, good practice visits, and set up a networking forum. It also offered grants of up to £3,000 to groups for a project that would benefit the organisation or the community. Staff on the project were Paul Anderson from the YMCA, Vincent Brogan of the OMA Forum, Damien Doherty, Strabane District Community and Enterprise, and Mara Nitrasa from Donegal. Respect 1 and Respect 2. A Peace 3 funded innovative peace building and sports development initiative that worked with 76 sports clubs across 7 types of sports on a cross-community, cross-border basis. The clubs took part in joint training. It covered good relations, policies, procedures, action plan development, child protection, first aid, risk assessment and committee skills. Each club was presented with a playing and training kit and pitch hoarding highlighting that they had signed up to the ethos of respect. Staff on this project were Willie Lamrock, manager, Gary McLean, Coordinator, and Paul Anderson, Research Consultant. Please scan the QR code to hear memories of peace projects.
Sports, the origins. From the very beginnings of Londonderry YMCA, sports have been an integral part of the organisation. Gymnastics was the first sport, starting in the 1880s. The Londonderry YMCA Hockey Club was founded in 1924. They had almost immediate success, winning the North West Senior Cup the following year. Hockey was so popular that by 1931 the club was able to field 6 teams. The relocation to Drumahoe saw the traditional games of football and cricket reintroduced. Rugby football was established for the first time as a mainstream YMCA sport. Other sports within the YMCA during its time in Drumahoe included snooker, badminton and bowls. Cricket. The YMCA Cricket Club was the first sport at the new Drumahoe grounds, established in 1981. It was led by Lexi Miller, Angus Platt, Ken Goodall, Andy Mina and John Scott. The club within 5 years was fielding separate teams on Saturday and midweek. It also had very successful under-16 and under-19 youth teams. The teams had a real community feel, with most players coming from the local Drumahoe and Tullyalley areas. The young boys were coached by the older players, who encouraged them to take part when there was few other activities in the area. Regrettably, having attained Senior B cricket status at Drumahoe, the YMCA Cricket Club was forced to withdraw from Saturday cricket in 1990 due to the players drifting to other clubs. Rugby. Rugby was the first introduced to Londonderry's YMCA in 1982. When the new grounds were purchased by the YMCA at Drumahoe, Herbie Burns instigated the search for a rugby team. The new team was formed by a group of men who played with Limavady Rugby Club, including Willie Lamrock, Keith Anderson, Andy Nutter, Tony Crow, William Rehill and Ricky Gardner. The grounds were provided, but with no funding, the team had to purchase everything to get started. The team's shirts were based on the old YMCA Hockey Club shirts, which were known as red and black quarters reversed. The logo for the YMCA rugby team consisted of a rugby ball, an acorn, a salmon, and rugby posts. The acorn represents the city, and the salmon remembers a unique moment when a flood left a single fish stranded on the pitch as the water receded. The team trained on a Monday and Wednesday night when matches played on a Saturday. Photos of the matches were taken by a local amateur photographer, Bill McLeod. The rugby team was cross-community, welcoming people of all faiths and none. There was a place for everybody on the team. In its first season, the YMCA First 15 competed in Minor League 6 and were runaway winners with an unbeaten season. They won all 14 of the games, gained promotion to Minor League 4 the next season. When the first moved up to League 4, their space in League 6 was given to the second team. The devastating floods in 2017 saw the end of all sports at YMCA, a magnificent 36-year journey from Minor League 6 to qualifying League 2, built on friendship, camaraderie, and team spirit, was wiped out in one night. Scan the QR code to listen to the stories of those who were involved with the sports clubs.
Drama. The original drama at Londonderry YMCA. The first drama group associated with the YMCA Players, was formed in 1946 under the direction of James Mann. The new YMCA Players. The new YMCA Players was formed in 1992 to make up the use of the impressive stage facilities in the Drumahoe building. That Christmas, the group performed their inaugural production of Scrooge. It was a humorous version of A Christmas Carol, which played to a full house. The production saw the youngest children of the youth club and the chairman and most of the senior members of the bowls club and afternoon circle performed together. The drama group 1996 to 2001. In 1996, a bright yellow poster appeared in the YMCA advertising a new drama group under the tutelage of John McGowan. This was to be the start of a new focused drama group that became a refuge, escape and source of joy for many of the young people. From the initial membership of 12, aged between 12 and 17, the group expanded and did productions not only in the YMCA but across the city. In 1998, the group entered the City Council's One Act Drama Festival and the Waterside One Act Drama Festival and won its first official honour, the Best Comedy Award. The group ran in the YMCA from 1996 to 2001. It staged 2 shows a year, including the re-establishing Christmas entertainment. The young people in the group thoroughly enjoyed the sessions and many made sure to never miss a Wednesday night. Unfortunately, with changing times and demands of the organisation, the group had nowhere to practice, so they were offered to become the resident drama group in the newly opened Waterside Theatre and made their move there. The group rebranded to the Eulidian and ran under John until 2007, when it was handed over to Gemma Walker-Farron, who ran the group until 2020. The stage was eventually removed from the YMCA in 2008. Listen to the drama group stories by scanning the barcode.
The people behind the story. Herbert Herbie Burns, warmly known as Herbie, he joined the YMCA as a young man in 1955 and enjoyed playing hockey. As his passion for the organisation deepened, he later became a member of the management committee. Herbie played a major part in the Londonderry YMCA, being chairperson from 1966 to 1983 and the president from 1983 to 1985. He is remembered for the role he played in keeping the YMCA active in the 1970s when the East Wall building fell into disuse. His greatest achievement was managing the development of the new facility at Drumahoe. Walter Ray. Walter Ray was a member of the organisation since the 1920s, when he played with the hockey team. After the war, Walter returned to the organisation as a member of the management committee and was chairperson from 1948 to 1949. Walter was president of the association from 1980 to 1983 at the time of the Drumahoe venture. He presided over the cutting of the sod ceremony for the new building in Drumahoe in 1983 and has been recorded as the man largely responsible for instigating all the good work that has happened at Drumahoe. Sam Scarrett. Sam was a well-known figure from Drumahoe who served as General Secretary in 1992. A widely admired playwright, Sam wrote many plays for the organisation, including the Cinderella pantomime, and most famously premiered his production Home for Christmas at the YMCA in 1997. Sam was instrumental in ensuring that the legacy of the organisation was recorded in the history book, A History of the Londonderry YMCA 1856 to 2000. He was also involved in the creation of the Maiden City board game, organising the Shamrock and Thistle Festival, and coordinating the cross-community School of Sports programme. William Willie Lamrock. Willie devoted over 40 years of his life to the Londonderry YMCA. He started as a volunteer member in 1979 and joined the board in 1981. Willie had many passions in life, one of which was his love of rugby. In 1982, he started the YMCA Rugby Club, where he played and coached, coordinating chaos both on and off the pitch until the floods in 2017. Willie was vice chairperson in 1987 and served as chairman from 1988 to 2000. In 2001, he took up the temporary 3-month position of General Secretary, where he remained for the next 20 years. During his time as General Secretary, he secured millions of pounds of funding for the YMCA and the local community. He spearheaded the renovation of the original building and the construction of the Family and Community Hub. Willie created an organisation which now provides employment to over 40 staff and a safe place for countless young people to grow and flourish. This is only a small selection of the many men and women who have shaped our organisation over the years. We are extremely grateful for all those who have played a role in the story of the Londonderry YMCA.
This concludes our Heritage Exhibit audio tour and our Your Story, Our History podcast series. We want to thank our Heritage Committee for their dedication in bringing our history to life, and every guest who sat down to share their memories with us.
While this podcast series has come to an end, the exhibit and physical archive will remain at the YMCA for the community to visit and enjoy.
This project was made possible by the National Lottery Heritage Fund, preserving these stories for the generations to come.
Thank you for being part of this journey with us.
Because our history
is your story.